What's good, Reflection? We back for part two of Do You Believe in Magic? Yes, because you know what time we in, Reflection. I know they've been sending these psychic attacks, baby. I heard your Reflection over there. So I heard your cry, baby. Yes, I did. And I am here, baby. So right there, I ain't forgot about y'all, baby. I just been doing a little spelling bees, baby. That's all, baby. Returning to sender, licking them stamps in. Putting them in the motherfucking mail, baby. Shout out to the gods, baby. Unleashing God's wrath. Okay, so Reflections, gone ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Don't worry about it, baby. The juice and the quarter is on full, baby. It's on 50, baby. I got snacks, all that type of shit, baby. No car seats allowed, because you know what I'm saying. We a little aggressive. So, all right, we're a little aggressive today, baby. We're a little aggressive, baby. You ain't been watching the news, baby. You ain't been watching Mazia, baby. You ain't been watching her lie and tell you the motherfucking truth, baby. You better go on and see what that whore talking about, baby. See what that horror been talking about, baby. Okay.
Not cluttered by the world we have created.
Because
But there is more to the tale, for along with every wave
they don't know what to do with us right now,
there is a particle. The wave and the particle are not divided. Only we do this. They are instead the wave-particle united as one.
It's
but
one,
what
baby.
is a particle? It is the messenger carried along the energy wave. Light particles travel to our eye along light waves, and in the same way, thought particles travel along thought waves within our mind. This is the world of quantum physics, the world of the subatomic.
We just heard you get what I'm saying. Put some paint with it, eh?
Made of atoms, and within
they forgot to teach this in their motherfucking institutions. Bang.
Every atom are particles, messengers, carrying information via
telepathic communication, baby.
It is like a mini world of mandalas. Mandalas are our image of the structure of all and oneness. They are visualized crystals, building one layer upon another into a beautiful shape. A mandala is a drawing or structure used by adepts in the East to visualize existence itself, and in so doing, they are visualizing something that cannot be seen by the human eye. Instead, they are utilizing the third eye, the intuitive state, which works best when the mind resonates at the same frequency as crystal quartz, and indeed the earth itself. This is the point of connection between man and nature, a true state of knowing, and this is the point of contact magicians have come to in their own way. Via a new science known as quantum entanglement, scientists have proven that particles of thought can indeed entangle with another person's thought particle. This was much more effective when two participating individuals were emotionally attached, and less effective when they did not know each other. This is a kind of extrasensory perception, and it is a natural state that we have forgotten how to use or hear, at least forgotten in our conscious realm. It is a science for the mysticism of the magician. The world is full of too many perception-grabbing themes, clutter for the conscious mind, that we no longer even realize that there is indeed more depth to our state of being. By following what our alchemical and Gnostic friends of the past told us, we can reduce this clutter and burn it off, thus revealing a world below that has long since been forgotten. This is real magic.
Meet Febrez's Miracle Spray, Febreze Fabric Refresher.
I literally use this every day to make my house smell amazing after I make the bed, after my dog jumps off the couch. So I can wear my jacket or jeans one more time before I wash them again. It even makes shoes smell fresh. It doesn't cover up odors with scent, but actually eliminates them.
Over 1,000 uses. Febreze Fabric Refresher.
This season, Sling has the channel lineup to channel your college football.
He throws a deep one to the end zone.
So you can pray for the Hail Marys,
He got it! He got
catch the kick sixes,
on the way. The kick is short, and it's been picked up.
and when the game is on the line, you can witness every miracle. From the bowl games to the big games, stream the biggest games for less. Channel your football with Sling TV.
We know y'all can cook real good, but sometimes the fam just wants Popeyes for dinner. And since our 11-piece box packs lots of our juicy signature chicken everyone can enjoy, you 1 and 2. Get it only at Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Just $12.99.
Scientists at the Stanford University of Education said a pair of quantum systems in an entangled state can be used as a quantum information channel to perform computational and cryptographic tasks that are impossible for classical systems. It is a method of information exchange that is non-classical, that is, not as we generally understand. The question now, if we can entangle with the particles of thought of another person, then can we entangle with the particles within the great crystal universe itself? Can we begin to understand the secrets of existence? The pineal organ is one of the outgrowths of the pineal apparatus. In aquatic and gill-breathing creatures, it can form a photosensitive eye-like structure which is involved in the diurnal rhythm of color change. In ancient reptiles, it formed a separate or third eye on top of the head. It persists in higher vertebrates and may function as an endocrine gland, internally secreting into the blood and affecting distant parts of the body. The pineal gland exerts some chemical reactions which are not fully understood. Autopsies on mediums and spiritually inclined people have revealed larger pineal glands that contain a clear fluid called serotonin.
You don't say that shit y'all be trying to scare motherfucking get for y'all try to eat. Okay.
Which in turn makes melatonin. Serotonin, when depleted by amphetamines, causes mild psychedelic effects. Strangely, it is also thought to influence our rhythms of activity. The pineal gland is associated with color
Now you see why they be trying to drink your shit, baby.
recognition, and reptiles can change the color of this third eye. It is also associated with measuring the length of the day and keeping track of the seasons. It is sensitive to the rhythms and cycles of nature and is responsible for transferring that information to us. It is the connection point to nature itself, talking to us and passing on information. Many animals have a variety of senses which we are yet to understand, such as the ability to emit small electrical discharges, underwater vibrations, infrasound, and ultrasound. Some birds can detect polarized light, which helps them to see the fingerprint of their prey as it leaves a pattern across the ground. Snakes can see and produce images in infrared radiation. Can man use more senses than we know? Should we believe that the Dowser's skill is simply that they are more accurately in touch with their senses? The term to be mesmerized comes from the Austrian physician Franz Anton Mesmer, who believed the human nervous system to be magnetized. He coined the phrase animal magnetism and claimed that magnetism from the planets had actually caused healing at one church in Austria. He developed a therapeutic regime which incorporated iron magnets, magnetite, and the laying on of hands. Mesmer built up a large following, many of whom claimed to have been healed by his animal magnetism. The modern-day term for mesmerism is hypnotism, and it is at this point, the hypnotic state, that our mind resonates at that special quartz frequency. Researchers have found that magnetite actually clusters around the pineal gland within our brain, and magnetite itself is a wonderful crystal linking our intuitive natural state with the natural world around us. Our consciousness has divided us from the true abilities of our own mind. We now need watches, compasses, calendars, and other physical devices to know what we actually already know
I'm just telling you, baby.
unconsciously.
Go
So,
within.
through the electromagnetic connection within our
stretch.
mind, via the magnetite and the pineal system, we can actually intuitively understand directional information. We can know where we are and which way we need to go because of the wave carrier of electromagnetism carries the information messengers of particles.
They tell you all you gotta do is go
But
within
our
yourself, baby. Go within yourself,
ancestors
you will never be
also
lost.
told us that we can understand much more, that we can be one with the Word, with God. If we therefore entangle with particles, not just those of other humans with whom we feel an emotional connection, but with nature, especially if we have an emotional connection to nature, then we can form as one mind with nature itself, the mind of God. Our ancestors used to thank the earth, the mother, for the produce, for the animals, and plants, for the water. He used to thank the solar god in the sky for the light and heat. He respected himself because he was part of the whole. Today we disrespect nature and rape her without thanks and without thought. What message are we sending to ourselves? People like Masaru Emoto and the science of quantum physics reveals the mind of God, the mind of the oneness to us all. We can see a consciousness actually at work like never before. All we have to do is join the dots and we see the bigger picture. But what do actual quantum scientists say? James Gardner is a complexity theorist and peer-reviewed scientific writer whose biocosm theory proposes that the appearance of life in the universe is no accident or chance event. Rather, he views life as an expression of a great cosmic intelligence, hardwired into a timeless dynamic cycle of creation, evolution, and renewal. The ultimate purpose of highly evolved life, Gardner argues, is ultimately to infuse the entire universe with intelligence, eventually creating a single, vast, cosmic life form. The universe is intelligent at the subatomic level and acts like a DNA feedback loop. DNA sends out purposeful signals in order to grow. Then it stops and waits for a signal to come back before proceeding. In this way, life is formed in perfect continuity with its surroundings and according to an incredible mathematically complex design. The universe seems to be doing exactly the same thing at the subatomic and quantum level. The universe is a vast vibrating crystal form no different to our own brain. It is linked mathematically and via quantum mechanics to the wave particle of thought.
Now you see why they didn't want to teach you that.
In fact,
now you see why they skipped
the
over that
evidence
one thing.
is now revealing that every facet of the universe is part of a grand mind. Our problem is that we have divided nature into compartments and no longer see the whole. We have named everything, and in so doing we have reduced them down to constituent parts. We have separated them from one another, and this is not reality, but our own created reality. The truth of the existence of all things will and can only be found in realizing the whole and not the part. As John Chardy said, who could believe an ant in theory, a giraffe in blueprint? 10,000 doctors of what's possible could reason half the jungle out of being. Sir Isaac Newton used a crystal to separate light into the spectrum. He divided the wave and particle stream so that what he saw was the divided parts. He then used another crystal to form them back together again. When all these colors are formed back as one, the result is pure white light. Purity is found in the whole undivided nature. Nature, without the supposed conscious self-awareness of man and his inherent free will, does not name and divide. Instead, it forms balance when left alone. It comes back together in accordance with the natural laws of mathematics inbuilt into all things. By dividing nature, we upset the mathematical purposefulness of it. We divide more than just our own minds. We divide ourselves from it. When a crystal is
You go against
sliced
nature,
in
nature
half
going against you,
and then
baby.
placed side by side, the two divided parts form back together again. In perfection. It is the law, and we have forgotten this intuitive process. We are divided by our own free will from the pure white light. But there is a deeper concept here, and one that reminds the mind of the grand architect himself. Quantum physics states that when we observe a particle, we can cause an effect by our own free will.
Do you hear me?
Mathematical equations suggest to us what the majority of particles will do. But every now and then, one or another particle will decide to do something different. This is a kind of chaos theory, as if by naming it we can understand it. The truth is that scientists do not understand the complexity of it all. In the same way, we
They ain't
can
got the code,
mathematically
baby. They're not the
predict
original
what a
stuff.
group of humans
They're not the
will do.
originals.
But every now and then, one of them will do something
Hey.
different because of its free will and own complexities. How is it that we can say the free will of the human is the explanation for its mathematical conundrum, and yet accuse the particles of chaos? The truth is that the particle is acting according to some kind of free will, and so what has been stated for thousands of years and is now coming into scientific realization is the fact that there is a greater mind at work. That mind is seen in the glorious mathematics derived from the earth.
Right plot, right place, right time. Yeah, that's why you gotta know how to decode the numbers, baby. Everything is numbers, numbers are what? Reflections. Symbols, symbols are what? Okay.
Early stages of the Big Bang itself, and so that mind is the mind of the Creator. It is ultimate.
Your mind is the
Free
Big Bang.
will.
That's the only Big Bang that was around there, baby.
This is the thread between the cosmos and the quantum world.
Fuck you, they talking about a
This
fucking
is the
bang.
unifying concept, the connection missed by division between right and left hemispheres. It is mind, awareness, conscious-minded nature at the heart of it all, born from, of, and giving birth to the Big Bang itself. That mind is the universal quantum crystal prism. We can peer into
We
that
already know ain't no
crystal
Big
and
Bang
see
Theory
the
around this
beautiful
motherfucker. We already know who
colors
created
of
the
the
universe,
rainbow.
baby.
But
Yes,
one
baby.
thing is sure. We will
Shout out to the
also
originals.
see ourselves. It is not dark matter. It is the quantum mind of God.
Shout out to Source. Shout out to the Council of Nine, baby.